Hi guys, welcome back to Freedom Hill. In this episode we'll be talking about planting vegetables, clouds, extreme heat, how we're going to combat that with the irrigation, and also how we're gonna mulch our garden. A lot of interesting stuff, so stay tuned and continue watching.
Look at that. Vicky really likes to go in the garden and try to dig out the plants because she is a troublemaker. It's a new day at Freedom Hill. Yesterday we worked hard on the garden. We made a lot of progress. However, we had some setbacks because of our I don't know if we're unlucky or maybe we should have thought about it a bit better before, but we have planted the plants in the garden with really strong sun. What does this mean? It means that the soil was really hot and these plants are really small, so some of them didn't make it because we planted them in the wrong time. So now we are at this point right now. We have some very nice little plants growing. These are doing okay, this is good. You know, 20% of these plants haven't made it, but we're gonna replace them. Yeah, so not a big deal. Most of them made it and they're growing. We got peppers, we got zucchini, we got tomatoes, and we just got to here. So today the plan is to continue and make the row all the way to here and make maybe one more or two more rows. Let's see how far we can go. At least eggplants and bell peppers we want to plant a lot. Also, I would really love to get into planting even more chilies because we make a very good chili sauce, and why not? Like in Spain it's really hard to find some really spicy food and we need more spice in our life. Also, our friend Javi today is with us. He lives not too far from here, but he comes here to join us in the weekends and help us. And so today we're going to try to dig, as I said, the garden, make it happen and make a full garden out of it. Also, we're going to create a proper irrigation system for the plants because right now we're irrigating them with the pipe and it's really slow and inefficient, and we risk to damage the plants. So right now we are not doing it the best way possible. And finally, one of the very important things to do as well is to start putting the poles for the tomatoes. Giacomo has thought about a system with some strings. It's a bit alternative. Maybe we are the first ones that make it work very well like that, like with this new technique. Maybe it doesn't work and there is a reason why people don't do it. Let's see what happens.
So I think this Chinese cedar, I've been told by the locals that it's an invasive species and we should get rid of it because it just like makes very deep roots and it continues to send shoots up and it just takes over the land. In theory, it kind of kills the plants that are growing around it. But the good thing about this plant is that it's very straight, so you can actually use it for construction, for the garden, for many uses, for tools, whatever. For us, instead of removing it, we decided just to cut it, as you would do with bamboo, for example, and use them as sticks for our garden. So yeah, for now, to cut these trees down, I'm going to use this amazing tool. You see, we found this under the manure inside. And as always, the old tools work so much better. With this one, I can go on for the whole day. Also, we just got this pickaxe. After digging the third row here, it already snapped, as you can see here. It broke. So reading the comments, some of you told us that we should soak them in water, so we're gonna try to do that in the future.
Cha-cha sounds. Quick update. Giacomo has been already setting them up. Obviously they will be straight up like this after, but for now, as you can see, Giacomo is already cutting the pieces in the right shape. And yeah, so he's already almost finished with the first row. A lot of those trees to cut still. Not bad. Today is gonna be a good day. At least the first row is gonna have the sticks. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows done, which is an achievement. Gives us plenty of space to plant our peppers and eggplants, which we haven't planted yet. As I said before, we will go and replace also some of the tomatoes that didn't make it because of our inexperience. Now we know we plant our plants in the evening and water them immediately. Here the sun is crazy. Finally we got the Spanish sky, no one cloud in the sky, but that also means that our plants will get cooked if we don't act quickly and smart.
Good morning, everyone. So it's a new day and magically the sun disappeared and the clouds came back. Yesterday was incredible. It was so hot. It was very hard to work outside. The plants that we just planted were suffering. And today I'm struggling to be in short sleeves because it's probably 18 degrees right now and it's not that hot anymore. They said that it might rain tonight, which is a very good thing for our seedlings that we just planted. So the goal of today is to set up an irrigation system. I will show you later exactly how we're gonna do it, and put some sticks in the ground where the tomato plants can actually grow, and maybe we're going to use them also as a shading cloth holder. I'm not sure about that yet. Okay, let's go to the garden and let me show you. Let me tell you, it might not look so good on videos, but it surely does feel good when the sun is not out because it gets hot. As soon as the sunlight touches you, you start cooking here. So, and so do our plants. So when it's raining like this, it's actually pretty good to work outside. Let me show you how the garden looks like. As you can see here, we put these sticks that we made out of an invasive plant that grows here. Here in Spain they call it gigante, which means giant, because these little sticks that you see growing here that start like this one eventually become giant trees. That's where the name comes from, and they take a lot of space in your land. They create a little bit of shade, but the problem is that they are invasive and they make a lot of seeds, and these seeds go everywhere and basically your land gets infested with these kind of plants, which is a good thing and a bad thing. The problem is that also the roots of these plants, I was googling it yesterday, the roots of these plants kind of prevent other trees and other plants to grow, so maybe it's not exactly the best plant to have close to our vegetable garden. But besides that, they're very useful for construction.
So guys, today we have the pipes and we have the hole puncher, and we just put it like that, up, put a hole in the pipe, and then you have a nipple like this that you put in it, okay, and then when the water comes, either it's open or it's closed, and then the water drips in it. So we did it in all the pipes for the garden, and yeah, that's how we do it.
They already put up the first drip irrigation system. Here is not connected to anything yet, but here the main line will pass here and will connect. And then, as you can see, there is a nipple on each plant to feed it. For now we're still watering by hand, but hopefully by the end of tonight we are going to be using this system, and after we put some mulch on top of the plants, we are going to lose much less water and it's going to be much better for everybody. This is the water tank that we have for now. Of course it's just like 40 liters maybe or something like that. I'm going to connect it to this pipe, and this pipe goes all the way down to the garden, to the irrigation system that we just connected. So hopefully it's going to work. Let's see.
The problem is that apparently the lower plants are getting slightly more than the top plants up there because of the slope. See, it goes on the slope like this. It's a very mild slope. These are actually we can regulate the flow that passes through them. I don't know how good it works, so we're trying to set these ones, the lower ones, with less flow, and the top ones completely open, so that should solve the problem. Also, as soon as we set up the drip irrigation perfectly, we will mulch everything with some straw. We went to get some straw and we'll cover everything so we minimize the evaporation of the water from the soil. Not in days like this, but in days like the past few days where it was really sunny, which we will have a lot in front of us. So mulch is gonna be very important.
Welcome to the garden.
So guys, finally, after days and days of trying and trying not to waste too much water in the process, we managed to make the drip irrigation work, and it's going in a homogeneous flow everywhere from the beginning, from the first, second, third and fourth row. They're all kind of the same and they all release the same amount of water. We had an issue with pressure, so what we were doing wrong actually. So the water is coming down from here, and then it splits in 1, 2, 3 and 4 lines. But we were just filling the water from one side. What we have done now, we actually did the same kind of connection here. We did that also in the other side. So on this side, as you can see, is the same. We made a connection that connects in every pipe together. It makes a kind of net shape. Now we are ready to actually put some mulch on it. And we have been thinking about many things to use for mulch. But sadly, most of the things here are either bad for our plants or they have a lot of seeds in them. So we will try to use straw here, and we will use it as mulch in the whole garden, hoping that that's gonna keep our plants much cooler and happier. Also, as you can see, Giacomo just installed a filter here. It's an irrigation filter there, so that if some soil or some kind of deposits get in there, it doesn't clog the system, because that would be annoying to actually have to purge everything with removing all the caps and making sure that everything works again. So to avoid this kind of issues to the minimum, then we put the filter there.
So we're going to put big rocks on this side of the mountain, so the sun doesn't go so much on it, and that the soil gets stay humid. So
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna do.
So yes, look, we are already starting now. So this is our south side, and it basically means that the sun comes out from here and then it goes up all the way and it goes down that way. It's gonna be exposed the most time of the day, so we are gonna try to shade it a little bit by putting some rocks like that. And we are making use of the old rocks that we had, we found around here, and we're gonna just put them as much as possible on the side of the rows. So it's mulch o'clock, but before doing that, it's very important that we try to remove as many weeds as possible. Obviously, we're never gonna remove all of them because this soil is full of seeds. We just dug it from a grassland, so there will be weeds that we'll have to periodically remove once in a while. That's the job. Like while we irrigate, we come here, we make sure that there is no big weeds growing, but that's the game. But if we can prevent it and do it before, let's do it before. Let's kill all the early risers, and then we're gonna mulch finally. Okay, and we got the first straw going down, and we're gonna start covering everything up with it. I think we can make it a bit thicker as well, no?
I don't know. Maybe you want, like, for now just once, so we can do everything. Because if you make it thicker, maybe you don't have enough for it. I don't know.
No, if you don't have enough, we can buy more.
But
No worries.
guys, it's like humans. Some prefer thick, some prefer thin. Don't worry. Just do your job and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great again.
Yeah, we'll make Freedom Hill great
Great
again.
again.
And now we're gonna do a time lapse of it, so you can see that we're going to cover the whole ground. We are trying to cover it as much as possible without suffocating the plants. That's important because if you cover the plants, then they don't grow, obviously. But you want to at least cover all the soil as much as possible so the humidity stays in. Not bad, not bad. We actually managed to cover everything with less than 1 bale. We are finishing up right now, but look at this. This should, especially when it gets slightly moist, should really help to shade the soil, but also now it's really already is gonna keep the soil much cooler than what it would be just exposed to the sun. Look at this, also looks cool, it smells amazing, and that's it. I think we're done with this garden. And guys, we went a long way from the beginning Well, we just had a grassland here. Now we have a proper field of a lot of food that we grow and will feed the Freedom Hill community. What a process. We really enjoyed it. It was a lot of hard work, but hey, look at where we are right now. So keep following us. We will give you updates on what we're going to do in the future, how the plants are growing, what's living, what's dying. I hope everything is going to be living and producing a lot. We put a lot of ourselves in this. We will also let you know how the straw has been working as a mulch. And anyway, guys, before leaving, I want to thank everybody for following us. We are almost at 500 subscribers, which is gonna be our first milestone. We are planning to go up to the moon. And so remember, always guys, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe, press that bell button there so they're gonna notify you every time we upload a new video, because our next videos are gonna be interesting. Also, we have other projects going in the background, so you will see them soon. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed making it, and see you at the next video.